Hello. Today I'm sharing some of my thoughts, feelings, and insights around the blessings of perimenopause. I know if you're in perimenopause and it's difficult, that probably seems like two impossible things, that there could be benefits of it. I think it's all about the frames that we put on things, and I do have another video about the way we frame things. What I mean is the stories that we tell ourselves about it. What I've noticed in my perimenopause journey, I'm 45, is also if you're a man and you're watching this, that's fine. I mean, if you know a woman or live with a woman who's in this phase, or if your ideal clients are women in this phase of life, it might be helpful for you. But I am going to be talking about women's business, and so I don't know how meaningful it is for you. I'm 45 and I'm going through all the things. I've been in hospital with, outrageously long periods, like 30 days of bleeding with clotting, and had to have 2 blood transfusions and the whole kapoo. So that's one aspect, is the physical aspect of it. And obviously not everybody ends up in hospital. Not everybody has really intrusive physical changes. Some people just sail through, their periods just lighten up and then stop. Obviously it's different for everybody. And I have talked about this a little bit in the video that I did about framing things and how I have framed my current experience so that it makes sense for me and so that my choices make sense to me. One thing I really have noticed with this period of life is that there's an emerging identity and a need to release a previous identity. I thought that I was someone, and I think I was, I really think I was someone who was smart, I could be clever, I was academically adept, I had a really great memory, I had a good memory for things, I could articulate things well, I had a good vocabulary. That's the woman that I was, and there's still aspects of that show up for me in my business. But I was really sure that that's who I was. That was my identity, and I was fully sold on that. I think there are lots of times when we have an identity crisis. So when we become a parent, we have, well, not a crisis, but an identity shift. Like when we're in adolescence, we go from a child to being on the adult plane. When we become a parent, we have an identity shift then. And this perimenopause is definitely another identity shift. If we're single and we become partnered, we have an identity shift. If we change careers, we have an identity shift. Obviously we have them all the time. And this is just another one. And I think they can be very uncomfortable because who we think we are is no longer true. It's quite destabilizing, and it's challenging for the people around us as well, because they also have developed a sense of what our identity is, who we are, the ways that we behave, how we show up, what that is to them, how that serves them, and they get attached to that as well. So as well as our own discomfort and our own identity shift, then there's all the people around us who rely on us for certain things that perhaps we're not available in those ways anymore. And if you've been in a long-term relationship, you've obviously gone through that a number of times for yourself with each other, and to be able to birth a whole new relationship in the face of those identity shifts. And I think it's a great opportunity to reevaluate, and more than that, there are just some beautiful things that happen. So I am not as articulate. I'll go into the process of developing a sentence to communicate a simple concept to someone, and the words just aren't there. Inside my head, there's just nothing there. Which I can call that absent-mindedness. I can give that negative labels. But I can also just notice that it's the way that I am merging into unlimited being. I'm just merging into a timeless, wordless experience. And I think that's a much more beautiful way to approach it. So when I was younger, I could be more yang. I could be more masculine energy, more academic, more cerebral, analytical, thinky, have a great memory, all of that. And now I feel like I'm merging more into a really cosmic state, into a really timeless, nameless, formless state. It's more available to me. And that is what meditators and spiritual aspirants strive for. And as a woman, that's just innately available to us at this time. I think it's really beautiful. I also noticed that my experience of the time-space continuum has shifted, and that I prefer spaciousness now, where I used to like plans and control more. I didn't like plans and control more. I just cinched down and tried to control things, and I had no plan. Whereas now I can be in the formless, and I find that my plans support me better, because otherwise I am just going to drift out into the cosmos. I'm just like the balloon and the string is cut, and I'm just going to sail out. And so my plans do support me a lot better. I'm more able to implement them, and I'm more comfortable in a timeless space. And I yearn for that, actually, when I have had too many days of being pinned down and constrained and inside the confines of responsibility and the 5 days a week grind. I just yearn to be in the wilderness, to be in the timeless and the formless, and to just be. I don't know how this relates to business at all, except that you just need to know that this is what you're dealing with if you're in this phase. I've just learned to make more space for rest, learned to make more time off, and I'm learning just to be rather than do, and understand that in the immediate moment that feels very difficult, just to go and sit on a rock and not even get my art journal out and not even get a pen out. That just being alive in the moment is an end in itself. And at that moment, it doesn't feel all that good and it doesn't feel meaningful. And I just trust that that is energetically soothing me and bringing something new into a world where everything's scheduled, everything has to have meaning and purpose and function and be so rigidly confined, that my ability to access the timeless, formless, nameless is actually contributing to society in a very rich way, and to my family in a very rich way. Basically, I'm just becoming more of a witch. I'm just moving more into a cosmic, sometimes psychedelic, timeless, nameless, formless era. And other women that I talk to agree. It's not a time to be really cerebral. I mean, yes, you can still write a book. Yes, you can still have programs and run a business and do things. But just make time for your witchy self, for your limitless self. It's delicious. And not everybody can access it as easily as us. And they really want to. So we may as well enjoy it. I hope that this has somehow helped you. It's been an ongoing conversation that I have with a lot of women, and I am happy to talk to anybody about it anytime. I love talking about it, and I hope that it's helped you. I send you lots of love today, and that you might be happy and well and peaceful and enjoy what's going on for you right now. See you soon.